I'm just waiting for folks to log on. Give them a minute. Learn to give folks a minute. Come on, folks, log in. Hello, Clifford. Thank you for logging in. I'm waiting for a couple of folks to log in. How are you this evening, Clifford? Thank you, sir. I appreciate the love. Where you from? Where you from, my friend? Oh, yes, I recognize you. I follow you, too. You're a magician. You're a magician, correct? Hi, Ashley Arroya. Yes, I follow you. I haven't seen a broadcast from you recently, but thank you for coming. Hi, Miss Arroya. How are you? Thank you, sir. You're liberal with your love. I appreciate it. I wanted to get on tonight and just remunerate, just kind of speak from my heart for a moment. I took night 286. Thank you for joining us. Marianne Maikwabi, thank you for joining us. Where are you from? I drove my wife to New York City tonight, and I see all the people there are so busy about their pursuits, and I was thinking, hi, the critical mind. That's an interesting name. Trustin joined. Thank you. What is the critical mind about? Can you tell me? Hello. The critical mind. What are you about? I mean, it's an intriguing name, the critical mind. What are you about? I think we should all have critical minds. Austin Sayers, thank you for joining us. I was thinking today in the capital of the free world, Ben Law G, thank you for joining. And I was thinking that at this time in my life, it's not about a job. I'm in hardware development. The name is a reminder. Okay. Silbert 3020, thank you for joining. That's very interesting. Thank you, Critical Mind. So, I've been there and done that. Max1157, thank you for joining us. Scott Murphy, thank you for joining us. I saw people scurrying around, following their pursuits. People working in Home Depot and Pizza Hut and all of that. And I was thinking, I've been there, I've done that. I'm 62 years old now, and what I was thinking is that my life is not about those pursuits anymore. Mick Sack joined, and I appreciate you joining. I was just explaining that I was looking at the various enterprises that people are into, and most people are into performing in a job. And I was thinking that at this time in my life, I'm not about a job because I've been there, done that. I worked for various companies before I became a self-employed insurance man. Hoven Z. Hoven means young, right? Thank you for joining us. I so appreciate it. And so I was thinking that my life right now, I was an insurance agent for a major company, and I was there for 20 plus years, and then I um, opened up my own agency, and I was ran that for the better part of a decade. But what I was thinking is that, what my life is about right now. Oh yes, I enjoyed it because I enjoyed dealing with people. I enjoyed interacting with people. It's like finding out what their needs are and meeting their needs. And so it was very fulfilling. I am very much a people person, very much so. I think that we all are. That's kind of my point today in coming and making a quick broadcast that, our species is a species that we need each other. You mean in my career? I met many special people. People by their very nature are special. And it just takes, it's like learning to eat, hot peppers. You just got to get the taste of the particular one. Clifford Pigot, thank you again for rejoining. Yeah, people are special just by the fact that they are human, and I'm one to appreciate people. My thing now is about the uniqueness of people. I myself, I at this age, I want to express my uniqueness in a way that I haven't to date. I had a career, raised a family, enjoyed a nice lifestyle, but at this point in my life, I want to find greater expression. I want to express my uniqueness. Dope since '86. Interesting. Tell me about your life since '86, if you don't mind. So I want to Alfred 13. Thank you for joining. I want to bring my uniqueness to the table, to the world of mankind. I mean, oh, thank you. I have a light sticking in my face, and so I have to wear the sunglasses. But I appreciate it. Thank you. Nice shades. Thanks again. It's to protect me from the light. So something new. Everyone has. Well, it's celebrating the uniqueness of people. That's the topic for today, sir. Everyone has a uniqueness, that a particular flavor that they can bring to the dish, to give it variety, to give it an interesting taste, something that's never been duplicated. And so I find that if people, at some age, you can't help it but just find a job because you need to make an income. At my age, having done that, I want to do something original. I've declared myself an inventor since I retired, and I'm about bringing some expression of my originality and making something of value that folks can find useful, and changing my world in just a little ways, and so as to participate in making the world a better place. One of my favorite movies is Never Ending Story, and the world of fantasia, which is the world of the ideas of mankind. And I take my hat off to creative, inventive people that bring originality to the world. Those are the people that are responsible for Periscope, for example, for the existence of the internet, and so forth and so on. I want to express through inventions well, I see. You're 32, you're a young man. If I had to do it over, I think I would struggle all the way to express my individuality. I mean, most of my career, I was an independent businessman, most of it. But I spent a good portion of it, pursuing other than my heart's passion. And it was just the most expedient paycheck. And I found that my career in business was much more rewarding emotionally. And so at this point in my life, I want to communicate. I want to make connections. I was, educating myself about the nervous system. And I found out that the human brain has 100 billion neurons. These are connecting cells, and like transmitters. They receive and transmit information, and we have 100 billion of them in our brain, within our skull. And each of these can connect to up to 10,000 other neurons. And so we have an amazing amount. Wild Zona 93, thank you for joining us. We have an amazing capability for connectivity in our brain. And I was thinking that our society, the human society, is a brain of minds. We don't have 100 billion neurons, but we have 7 billion minds, each of them having 100 billion neurons. And so it's about connectivity. It's like this neuron must connect to those neurons. And when we connect a network of neurons, Mike Oxby, thank you for joining us. When we connect the countless neurons, we can bring about a change in the dynamics of everyday life. And it becomes something greater. Every one of us has been given a little light, and our little light is like a little candle in a hurricane. It could be blown out, but if everyone put their lights together, we could make a very bright light indeed. And so I want to demonstrate the truthfulness of my sincerity of my beliefs, and demonstrate their application, the fruit of their application. And I believe in my truth that deeply, so that acknowledging our connection that already exists, well, yes, it begins with family, but then it goes beyond that. It goes to people of various, of like minds, of like interests, making connections. Because when people of like interests make connections, the connections are more dynamic and more capable of producing great results. And so I want to demonstrate the truthfulness of the validity, the efficacy of my truth. And you can do that only by demonstrating what your truth can produce. And I was telling my wife that our tendency to self-expression is inborn. I notice among children, young children, even toddlers, that they are passionately interested in expressing themselves. If something happens, and there's 4 or 5 children there, each of those children is vociferous about expressing their opinion, how it happened, when it happened, and providing all types of personal perspective. Children want to express themselves passionately. Each one wants to express his own view, and it's sort of symptomatic of a need that we have. We come into the planet, and we're alone, and then we leave the planet and we leave it alone. And so, but in between, we have this hunger to make connections, like those neurons. Those neurons in our brains are made capable of making infinite connections to infinite numbers of other neurons. And so the human mind, the human community, the community of human minds is like a neurotransmitter. And a neuron in a species-wide brain consciousness is the way that I put it. My fave Lovitz joined. Thank you for joining. Talking about the similarity between the human brain and human society, made up of the minds of each of us, and how the measurement of our efficacy. Rizzy Vo, thank you. I was waiting for you. Thank you for joining. The measure of the value of our capability is our ability to make connections, connectivity. Hello. And so with our technology, we are capable of making great connectivity. I was thinking that one of the reasons that a conscious mind, the subconscious mind, and are connecting to everyone, that's a supra-conscious mind, when we connect to everyone. Thank you, Critical Mind, for that comment. Infinite intelligence. That's exactly right. One of my positions is that God reveals himself in the lives of each of us. Each of us is given a bit of collective unconsciousness, unconscious. Each of us is given individual light. And, we all suffer when one of us puts his light under a rock and refuses to add it to the community. But when we bring our individual light together, put it together, there's no telling what we can do. The brain has immense interconnectivity capacity, and that is the measure of its amazing capacities. And it's likewise with the community of mind, of man, the mind of man. There is a manpower value in the mass connectivity capability of our society. With Periscope. Periscope has made each of us like a neuron capable of connecting to 100,000 other minds. Well, yes, we've invented a human-powered vehicle that is sort of 3 machines in one. It's an exercise machine, it's a therapeutic machine, and it's also a sports machine, so that you can get on it and do any of those activities. And we just put the patent on it and are preparing to do live broadcasts, so as to show creative, inventive people like yourself. People that get on Periscope are creative by definition. It is a lot of fun. You will see a lot of footage that we've shot on the ground, and I pretty much guarantee that you're going to see something appealing in it. Our essential characteristics as human beings is our capacity for connectivity. Our capacity for connectivity. Human beings want to connect. Human beings need to connect to each other. It's a very rare specimen that will sit there, a person that will sit there and not pursue connection with others. It's very rare. That often those individuals are not complete in some way, in balance. When we bring our creativities, our individual creativities together, amazing things can happen. By connecting, by just transferring thoughts, ideas, visions, understandings from one mind to the other, the power of that vision or understanding or knowledge or any of that power is multiplied by the very act of sharing it. Because what happens is that if I have a thought, I have an idea, and I transfer it to you, you're going to see that idea from a slightly different perspective. And so now that perspective that you see it from is going to add value to it. And then when you send it back to me, it's going to have greater value. Then I'm going to receive it, and then I'm going to see your twist from my point of view, which is even more valuable. And then I'm going to express it back to you with a twist, and so forth and so on. And that becomes like a tennis game where ideas are flying back and forth. And every time it crisscrosses the net, it comes by with greater power, greater clarity, greater detail. And so what happens is that at the end you have produced something greater than the original vision. And so that's why leaders of groups of people, pastors and cult leaders and politicians and business leaders, that's why they are so powerful, because their visions is magnified by the number of people that are associated with them. And it's like a magnifying glass that's exposed to sunlight. It focuses and increases the power of that light. I've seen demonstrations of sunlight that can produce 8,000 degrees, enough heat that can melt steel. Sunlight, that helps flowers grow, can melt steel when it's focused. It's the same sunlight, but it's just focused. It's focused at a very small point, and it creates a lot of heat. And so the leaders of these groups have a lot of power, personal power, because they can influence others to work together. The individual power of these people, these leaders, is multiplied by brain to brain, mind to mind, and heart to heart connectivity, because we connect not only on a on a verbal basis, we connect on an intellectual basis. Mastermind Alliances, this is a subject best expressed, in my opinion, in a book called Think and Grow Rich. I've read that book, and I agree with you. Napoleon Hill. The human mind is a powerful thing. And what I'm saying is that when you connect minds together, that powerful thing that individual minds are becomes exponentially more powerful. And it's not it's unlimited, the amount of efficacy that the human mind can produce in connection, in cooperation. When an idea is shared to another mind, it is magnified. It ricochets back and forth between the two minds. As I explained, like a tennis ball going back and forth, picking up speed, dynamic power. And every time it comes back enriched. And so an idea that I share with you, if we communicate and you give me your perspective on that idea, it comes back to me, it comes back stronger, it comes back clearer. And so I can get to a higher place quicker with an idea by communicating it with someone of a like mind. Again, that's why Twitter is so has such massive appeal, because Twitter gives a platform for folks to communicate with each other. And like the brain being able to communicate interconnectedly with its vast numbers of neurons, becoming the human brain capable of producing the human mind, so with our connectivity to each other, we can produce a society that can address some of our greatest needs, some of our most stubborn, implacable challenges that we can't overcome. People by the millions are drawn to do mass connection, even if it's not interactive like with Twitter. Periscope offers users, technophiles, people that want to connect, the opportunity to do mass and interactive face-to-face tweets. And I am very happy to be part of that community. I've just discovered it, and I'm learning the do's and don'ts, the best practices, and I believe that I have something to share, and I want to share it with those that are of a like mind. As I said, broadcasters, Periscope broadcasters are advanced folks in many ways. They see the value of connectivity, connecting to people, mind to mind. I'm sitting here in New York City, and I'm talking to folks of various parts of the country, and sometimes various parts of the world. And that is an amazing capability. And it's not something that I take for granted. I count it as a privilege to be speaking with you right now. Folks that tune in to hear what I have to say out of curiosity or for whatever reason. And I don't take it lightly. I appreciate every single one of you, 3 people. And I want to commend you for tuning in to this great beard. I've lived, 60 plus years, and I've picked up, perhaps, the critical mind is my reminder to master the critical factors of my mind. That's, you are an awesome man. Well, thank you so much. I see our recognition. I belong to a community of believers. And in my community of believers, we believe that we are more than natural, more than the collection of our senses. We believe that we are spiritual beings. And although most of us believe that we are spiritual beings, we're not ready to accept that we have spiritual capabilities. And we're not ready to embrace them and learn how to use them. We have a capability that the rest of the animal kingdom does not, and that's the ability to envision something, the ability to see into the future. The Word of God calls it prophesy. That is to see something in the future that is going to require work to accomplish, but is something, is a vision, is a faith vision. And most folks have no idea what faith is. They have no idea what the power of meditation is. The road to self-mastery, the value of self-mastery, the value of solitude, to just kind of meditate, and the value of hope, the value of brainstorming, the value of visualizing, and so forth. All of these are spiritual faculties that we possess. Our abilities to sense the hearts of others. We have that capability. But most of us, while we believe that we are spiritual beings, don't accept the fact that we have it, the proposition that we have it, and certainly don't put any effort into learning how to practice these capabilities. But my friends, I just got on to do a quick Periscope, and I appreciate that you have tuned in. I am an inventor. I have produced something by the spirit of the Creator. I'm made in His image, and I am going to be demonstrating it to you on Periscope, and for you to see for yourself whether it has a value. You could judge it for yourself, and if it has a value, where we can take a relationship from there. So I want to thank you again for all the hearts and coming alongside and sitting by my fire for a moment and talking for a bit. Have a great night. Good talk. Very interesting what you do. I hope to catch that scope later. If you follow me, I'll follow you. I'm not into following people for no good reason, but you feel like someone that I would like to follow. And so, Clifford Piggott, thank you for joining us, and I'm just about to say goodnight. Thank you so much, everyone, and again, just because you've taken an interest in checking out what I have to say, I have taken an interest in checking out what you have to say. So follow me so I can follow you. Thank you. Have a good night. Until the next time, God bless.